Hey guys, it's Hakeem here, back with some more Magic, playing Jund Midrange this week. Let's look at our opening hand. Have two lands, Savage Lands, which gives us all of our colors, a mountain, pair of 2-drops, got the Visionary and the Wayfinder. We've also got a 2-mana removal spell, and a bit of stuff at the top of the curve. It's only a 2-lander, but Wayfinder should get us a third, and then Visionary if we pick up the gate on the third turn. So we should cruise right along and hit our drops. We're going to keep this one on the play and just start with a Savage Lands. Going to pass it over to Ratadak SWGA, the beginner. And judging by the 100 card fat stack over there on his side of the table, I would say that beginner name is pretty apt. But we'll see. You never know. The big decks sometimes curve out and surprise you. So he starts with a Rakdos Guildgate and passes it back. We did not pick up a land, so we're going to play the mountain here. So as far as Wayfinder is concerned, we need double red, which we have, double black, which we don't, and triple green. So we need green or black. So a Golgari Guildgate here would be pretty much exactly what we want, because we'd still be able to play our 2-drop next turn. So let's look for Golgari Guildgate. And there it is. So we get to pick that up into our hand. So now we're just one green source shy of having perfect mana. And we'll pass it over to Ratadak. He's untapped now, and let's see if he's playing the third color or not. Yeah, he's playing Jund as well. Typically with the 100 card piles, you tend to see 5 colors. You know, they just don't know what cards they want to play, so they just jam them all in there. So we picked up a Cultivate, which is good. We can swing for one here before we do anything first to see if he's got any trickery, see if he wants to burn a shock or something. A lot of players will do that when they probably shouldn't. So we're going to drop the Guildgate into play and cast a Visionary. Don't need to pick up our 4th land because we got the Cultivate that we can cast on the next turn to fix our mana perfectly. But we did pick up the green source, so mana's pretty perfect now. It's just a matter of stripping it out with Cultivate, and that'll power up our ground assaults to do a pile of damage. We've got the Shadowborn Demon for more removal, and we're well on our way to a turn 6 Pelakka Worm. So the good thing about the Visionaries and the Wayfinders is they let you keep 2 landers and just basically go all the way to 8 mana without ever missing a drop. They're really good, but Ratadak has played a Sprouting Thrinax, which is actually a really strong card. I'll show it to you on my turn, of course, because we all know what goes on there. It's a 3/3 for 3. It's a bit color intensive, but when it dies, he gets 3 1/1s. So you kill it, and then 3 1/1s come back. It's a bit annoying. So for now, since we're going to play the Cultivate on this turn, we're going to play the Savage Lands and throw that in tapped. We've got a forest in our hand, so that means we'll have 4 green sources. We've got triple black, so I'm actually going to go for 2 mountains here because we do have the Inferno Titan, and you can sink red mana into Inferno Titan. And also Stormbreath Dragon is pretty color intensive. So since our black and green are met, we'll just max out on the red here. And not going to swing into the Thrinax. Now we'll just pass it back to Ratadak. In other news, I picked up an Xbox One today. Yeah, it's March, and that means it's bonus time at work. And I got my letter today, so it's a non-zero amount of money that I'm getting. So I'm going to pick up, or I did pick up an Xbox One this afternoon. Going to get around to hooking it up over the weekend. Do I take the 3 here? Or do I chump? I don't think I chump yet. No. He just played a Bombardment, so he probably doesn't have a follow-up creature. I can get in for 2. So right now, oh, Wayfinder. Huh. So right now, I think the play, honestly, is going to be Shadowborn, killing his dude, but that cracks open his Thrinax for a bunch of 1/1s that will trigger the Raid Bombardment. But he'll have to swing him into my board, and I'll gladly trade off my 1/1s just to get his off. Or maybe I'll leave the Thrinax there and just keep jump blocking it every turn. Perhaps that's what I do. I'm going to swing here with both, actually. Drop a Wayfinder. Save the Shadowborn Demon for something a bit juicier. And again, I don't want to give him 3 1/1s to go with that Bombardment, so. Play the green here, and we're going to play a Wayfinder. See what we pick up off the flip here and what we dump into the graveyard. Got a lot of removal in hand. Dropped Titan in an anger. Got a Rakdos Gate. And I do think I will start chumping on this turn. If he starts attacking with that thing, depending on what he casts, obviously. I don't mind creatures in my graveyard, obviously, because Shadowborn, once we get to 6, he's just 5/6 for 5 mana to kill something. right now we have 2 creatures in there, so you know we're not far off the mark. He's thinking. He's got 5 cards in his hand. He's playing. Wow. So this is going to let him steal a creature and attack. I really don't agree with stealing a 1/1 there. You know, he's going to do 4 damage plus the Raid Bombardment trigger is 5. Bring me down to 12. But that's really okay. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that for me, because I've got 7 life in my hand and a 7/7 Trampler, who's definitely going to be hitting the battlefield now. But now he's playing the treason effects, so that's a thing. You know, he could steal the Palaka Worm, but I'll just lose the 7 life that I gained. So for now, I'm just going to jam this here. Go back up to 19 and say deal with that. Excuse me. So let's see if he has another treason effect. I bet he wishes he had that Portent of Betrayal back right now. This it's basically an act of treason, but you pay 4 mana for it, and for that additional mana, you get to scry 1, which is look at the top card of your library and decide whether or not you want to keep it there. If you don't, you just ship it to the bottom. So, yeah, he's thinking again. He's got 5 cards in his hand, and there are 8 steal effects available, so there's 7 more that he could possibly be running. So, I mean, if he acted treasons or portents, he's just going to shock something. He's going to shock. Is he going to? Oh, he's going to shock it to get it in ground assault range. Okay, that's fine. He deals with it, but I get a card. So, and it is a swamp, which is not the greatest thing in the world, but. And he's just going to play a Treasured Find here, or no, he's not. I imagine if he did cast it, he'd go back for this. But he could go back for the Portent of Betrayal. So he's going to hit me here for 3, but that 7 life I gained was pretty important. So let's see what we want to do here now. I think I just want to crack open that Thrinax, to be perfectly honest, and I want to do it with this 5/6 flyer. So I will just actually 7 mana in play. I can play Shadowborn and Cultivate to strip a couple of lands. So I'll play the Swamp. I'll Cultivate and get a bunch of stuff onto the field. Let's get a forest in the swamp. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And let's just well, that was misplaced for days. I wasn't thinking. You know, I'm supposed to swing for 3 first. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Anyway, as soon as I cast it, I was like, oh shit. That's why you always do your first main phase, folks. That was misplay. So yeah, I'm just gonna come in with 2 of them. You know, I'll save 1 to trade with one of his. He's not gonna go for the triggers on his Raid Bombardment. So that's fine by me, and I've still got something that I can sacrifice to keep my Shadowborn on the field. But I am really pissed off about the fact that I just went through the motions there without factoring in the combat step. So anyway, he's going in for Treasured Find. Probably going to pick up that Ground Assault, but like I say, he might pick up the Portent of Betrayal. We'll see if he wants to. No, he's just going to kill it. Just fine by me. You know, I'm absolutely fine with that. If he swings here, then we will trade. He'll deal a point of damage. But he's got 2 cards. No, he doesn't swing. I've got a bunch of stuff. Oh, wow. Cultivate at this point is pretty bad. So let's just strip 2 more land out of the deck. Let's put the final swamp and get a forest this time. So, I mean, our Ground Assault is pumped up to the max here now. But I'm not going to swing here. He's on, well, now he's on 7 mana. He could have a, you know, a big stupid creature, but I got a couple of these here for that. And eventually I should draw something. He's playing a Vicious Hunker, which, you know, if he's going to do that, he should have done it pre-combat and swung for 1. But now that's 1 each for us. So now I picked up a Treasured Find. So what do we want back? And I think the answer is obviously Runescar Demon. So we're going to Treasured Find the Runescar. And we are going to put that right into play and go grab our main Cal, Sheoldred. We're going to just grab her right now because she's fucking insane. I think she's on the top there. I think I saw the artwork right on top. Yes, I did. And now we'll just drop a gate into play and pass it over with a 6/6 flyer and this gal. And let's see what he can do about that. I'm not thinking, how much land do I have in play here now? I see 4, 4, 10. Do I have 12 in play? I mean, I do, and I picked up a Storm Breath. So if I go to 13, I can do 7 and 5. So yeah, I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna play Storm Breath here. I'm gonna swing for 10 in the air. Probably just kill him. No, I'll take him down to 1 if I activate Monstrosity. It'll hit him for 13 plus the 2 in his hand. He'll go down to 1. Yeah, so I'll just play Sheoldred here. But we're in the top end bomb range now, and you see, like, Treasured Find as a 2 of, you know, you get into this spot in the game and you just draw into it, and you got this stocked old graveyard from your wayfinders and from the removal that you've already spent, and it just goes and gets you back an awesome card. So Naturalize, he's going to blow up his own raid bombardment. Okay, I like that. I like that. He's got no cards in hand, so I get a creature, you know. So I'm just going to. Do I have to? Yeah, I have to. Just going to grab a Visioneer here because he's got no cards in hand, and I will just hit him for exactly 6 with the Sheoldred. He's not quit the game, so that's good. I suppose I could cycle a Thunder for 6, but there we go. Exactly 6 and lethal. So I mean, at least he's playing the 100 card pile, but at least he's got a sense of humor and blew up his own enchantment. Always like it when people, you know, when they do that and stick around for the killing blow. When they do that again, I like to make sure that I don't overkill them. So yeah, it was I mean, it was I want to say it was a pretty decent game, but it really was pretty one-sided. So anyways, let's just hit the lobbies again and see if we can dredge up somebody else. But the lobbies are getting tighter and tighter, I find, these days. But no, we got somebody. I tell you, I don't understand what it is about the camera. You know, when I'm just sitting down to play, I have a hard time matchmaking issues, and when I click record, it's like I just glide into lobbies. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Alright, this hand here. We're on the draw. We have Force Mountain. Got a 2-drop, and we've got a Cultivate. So, on the draw with the 2-drop that draws a card, I just need a 3rd land to get a Cultivate, and then I will have Anger and Gravemore Muse online. I'm probably not going to be able to cast Colossus anytime soon, but on the play, this would be risky, but I think on the draw it's fairly safe. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Quell Sharaf starts off with an island. He's playing 60 cards, so this is better than the 100 card pile. We picked up our 3rd color, which is great. We're going to put the mountain into play first, just to you know, represent a shock that we actually don't even have in our deck. And then we will play the forest to play a Visionary. But he's playing blue-white, so he could be playing control, and he's not playing anything. I imagine, I've got a very strong suspicion, with a 60-card blue-white deck, we're going to see a Think Twice at the end of Quell's turn. So we picked up a Wayfinder, which is pretty good. And let's see if the Think Twice is coming here. No, it's not. He's just doing nothing, so I'm pretty pleased about that. Now he taps out for Sigil Paladin, so maybe he's not playing a control deck, and maybe Anger of the Gods is going to be... maybe Anger is going to be the best card that we have access to right now. So I picked up the red source for Anger, and I've got a 2-drop here. So I could play the Swamp and Cultivate, but I think, you know, I think I'm going to get the 2nd red source into play. Although I could just jump right up to Arbor Colossus and go to town if I Cultivate for green. But then I'm going to be a turn late. If I Cultivate for green, I'm going to be a turn late on the. I'm going to be really late on the double red. So no, I want double red now, and I'm going to play Wayfinder. Got double red and double black, so I need a green source of mana here. And we pick up a Savage Lands, which is perfect. That's all 3. So next turn we can just play Savage Lands and Cultivate, or we can just Anger if my opponent does something ridiculous. But we'll find out what he does on his turn. So he's up to 4 mana, 2 of each color, blue and white. See if he's got a follow-up. If he's got, hopefully he doesn't have any auras to take his creatures out of Anger of the Gods range. Attacking with a 3/3 first strike. Since I'm planning to Anger of the Gods here, I'm actually going to chump. Not because I'm really, you know, overly worried about my life total, but because, I mean, I'm planning on losing these dudes anyway, so I might as well protect it a little bit. He's played an Esper Cormorants, which is a 3/3 flyer. Nothing special there. But it does get exiled by Anger of the Gods, and actually this was a pretty timely top deck. So I've got my next 2 land drops in my hand, So I think this turn I will just anger away his 2 creatures, and if he starts to reestablish his board, I can just treasured find it back. So for now, I will do this. Just clear his board. And let's start that over. He's only got 4 cards in his hand. Hopefully we don't see a Baneslayer Angel pop out of his hand. But I mean, Anger of the Gods wouldn't have done much there anyway. So no, he's playing Ethereum Sculptor, so he's got an artifact theme. This one is lets him cast artifact spells 1 colorless mana cheaper. So that's interesting. So honestly, I think the play, he's only got 1 blue mana open, so he can't counter a creature, and I do have a land drop for this turn, so I'm actually going to play out my Graveborn Muse. She's a 3/3, but if I start drawing cards with her, it's going to be pretty hard for him to beat me if I start drawing those cards. And if he deals with it, then I can start playing these big old things I got over here. So yeah, I was going to say that's pretty strange. You know, if he does attack there, I'm not going to block. I'm going to obviously be wary of a combat trick of some kind. He's passed the turn, but then paused the timer, so it makes me kind of think he jammed the Y button a bit too quickly. That's kind of where maybe he's playing some type of game where he wants me to think that, and he's actually holding open a counterspell. You know, he could be playing that kind of weird game. But for now, I'm just going to drop a Gruul Gilgate into play. I got lots of red mana, I got lots of black mana, so I'm just going to cultivate for green here. Skip on ahead, and I am not going to attack my Graveborn Muse into that much open mana. So I'm just going to pass. He could have raised the alarm at the end of his turn here or something. But he's missed a land drop again. He's not. Oh, he's just passing again. Okay. Now we're going to draw an extra card, so you can see the Graveborn Muse is just getting out of control. We've got 8 cards in our hand right now. I definitely think he's playing counterspells. So I think the card I throw out there is Arbor Colossus, honestly. I think I'm still not going to attack here, so that's why I'm doing this first main. So I'm going to throw out the Arbor Colossus, because I'd rather have this resolve, since it has trample. But no, he doesn't have counterspells by the look of it. So I think next turn, and he's 2 turns in a row, he's not cast anything at the end of his turn. Oh, he was missing a color of mana. So I think I'm going to stop being timid with the Graveborn Muse now and actually start attacking with it, because it's already drawn me 2 extra cards when I untap. If I untap with it, it will be 3. So if I lose it to a combat trick, I still come out ahead in the exchange in terms of card advantage. Got 8 mana in play, soon to be 9. My opponent's played a Glaze Fiend, so every time he plays an artifact, it gets +2/+2. So I think I'll just kill that, honestly. I think I will just kill that, and actually Inferno Titan might be the way to do it. This will he could still have counterspells, but I'm going to take a chance on this because I can use Treasure Find to get it back. This will kill his Ethereum Sculptor and his Glaze Fiend, unless he's got some type of flash, which I don't think is possible. And we will just play a Savage Lands, because there's no sense playing an untapped land. We don't have that use for the mana. And we get to just hit him for 9 here. So here we are in the... we're doing what Jund Midrange does best. Just a ton of mana and a bunch of big stupid creatures on the battlefield, you know. And a bit of graveyard recursion and removal in the deck. So yeah, we're doing... this is how the deck is supposed to work. See what our opponent does. He taps out for a Tower Gargoyle. It is a 4/4 flyer, which dies to Shadowborn Demon. So with only 1 blue mana open, you know, he's pretty much just dead. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just monstrosity this thing and kill it. He could have a Vapor Snag, I suppose. But yeah, now we're just going to hit him for 18 and then throw 3 at his face through the Inferno Titan. And there we go. Get him down to 8 and hit him for 21. And I could actually pump the Inferno Titan 3 more times, but you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that mean. But anyway, yeah, lots of removal. Excellent mana fixing. Basically, you never miss a land drop. A little bit of card draw through Graveborn Muse, and a bunch of probably the best bombs in the game in Jund colors. So, pretty strong deck, pretty fun deck. You know, you get to play Anger of the Gods, Resounding Thunder, Ground Assault, Arbor Colossus. You know, has a little bit of removal. You get to play the tutors with Runescarred Demon, and you get to play Sheoldred. You get to play Palaka Worms. You get to play Inferno Titan, Stormbreath Dragon. You know, it's really fun. Not gonna lie to you, it's really fun. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and I'll have another gameplay up for you tomorrow.